The world's most renowned veterinary surgeons tackling surgeries other vets wouldn't even dare to dream of.
And now Supervet Noel Fitzpatrick is taking a look back at some of his most memorable cases in a brand new book inspired by his specialist subject, dogs.
And Noel joins us now. I love this book. I love the fact that it's chapters, it's about dogs and they're humans and the reciprocated love that goes on between us and our animals.
Yeah, I wanted it to be 17 or 18 standalone stories you can just dip into, and it was very interesting before we came on air. You had a favourite story.
I did.
And everybody has a favourite story. So your favourite story was?
It's Bob the Staffordshire Bull Terrier and Dave. Bob and Dave.
Bob and Dave.
They were a team.
They were a team.
And Bob definitely saved Dave.
Yeah, Dave had fallen down on his luck and, you know, he'd had drugs in his life, he'd had addiction in his life, and Bob saved him. And this story, because I see it every single day in my consulting room, how dogs save humans and how life unravels. Like yesterday, 3 times in my consulting room. I was in theatre last night till very late. And every single day, it reminds me a lot, coming up to Christmas, how important this book is and how important dogs are, because Christmas is about love and joy and hope, and most of all, it's about home. And people have often said to me, my dog makes my home. You had a dog in your life.
Yeah, it's exactly the same thing. And even now, I still go to fill her water bowl. And like, if I'm finishing off a drink of water and I haven't finished it, I'll go to pour it, and then I think, oh no, she's not here.
I'm the same with Kira, my dear friend,
you had
the
Kira
love of
as
my
well.
life, was on the back of this book.
Yeah,
there she is. And she was the love of my life, and she really taught me so much about myself. And that's the narrative of this book, whether it's the Queen, chatting to her about the corgis, which was quite funny because what I asked her, whether it's her or what was I going to say, was anybody.
Right.
But I asked her, you know, how does she deal with the vicissitudes of life and the ups and downs and people, you know, always having something to say. And she said, oh, it's much like the dogs, you know, you just need to know which bark to listen to. Because most of the time I just ignore them.
Amazing.
But I do know which one to listen to. And isn't that a metaphor for life?
It?
You know which one to listen to.
That was a lunch. You actually sat next to her.
Yeah, I was
That's quite an intimidating...
With an injured foot as
With
well. Didn't you fall over or something?
I did. I had a cast on my foot and accidentally kicked her handbag under the table. I know.
That's treasonous.
I was going to end up in the tower for sure. But what was amazing was how, you know, it was just like having a chat with you. It was an enormous honour. And it's the same I find with everybody who's in the public eye or anybody who's not in the public eye. Through their dog, the true essence of themselves are shown.
It's just a fabulous connection, isn't it? So then the question then ends up being, with all these incredible stories, how do you cut down the stories, Noel? Because you must have so many moments and stories. Like you say, even yesterday there were 3 occasions when you could have put stories in.
Yeah, well, apropos what you said when we came on the show, it's not so much that I do things that other vets don't do. It's when is it ethically the right thing to do? And I had the 2 extremes of that yesterday. One in which a dog was unsavable, but actually was, with some new developments in 3D printing and technology, and was the right thing to do. Another one was not the right thing to do, and we took that limb off last night, literally 10 o'clock last night.
Wow.
And that's real life. But to answer your question, the stories make themselves known. So there's a child in there with autism spectrum disorder and how his dog helped him. There's a man who has come from the war in Ukraine and how his dog helped him. There's a man whose affair was exposed.
That's quite a funny one. With the suspender belt. The bright red.
Well, it was way back in my career, and I had just started out in the UK, actually one of my first jobs, and a gentleman came in, a man of a certain calibre in life, or so he thought he was. All right, mate, look after the dog, mate. And his wife was there, and she was very much reticent to say anything until the West Highland White Terrier brought up a red string, which turned out to be a suspender belt, which is in chapter 1. And suffice to say, because I don't want to ruin the story, she said, "That's not mine, George."
And George wasn't the dog.
George was not the dog. George soon lost his Bentley, and yes, dogs show the very best and sometimes, unfortunately, the very worst.
Can't lie about
There's a story in there about a guy who was going to get engaged to his girlfriend, and the dog ate the ring. So he's following the dog around the woods for 3 days looking for poo. And she thought he was really weird. I don't want to marry this guy because he's a bit strange. He's always looking no, darling, I'll pick it up, I'll pick it up.
Go away.
And in the end, he finds a sparkling diamond.
Which again,
another
finally came
metaphor,
through.
a diamond in the midst of poo. Isn't that the metaphor for life?
Absolutely. But where do you have the time to do all this? Because you write the books, you obviously do this cutting edge.
You're in surgery till 10 o'clock.
Like it's crazy. And then you also play in a band as well called Fitzpatrick. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's called Fitzpatrick because Brian May said Van Halen did quite well with their name. So I thought, OK, well, all right, fine. Yeah, we're playing a gig on the 18th of December in Soho. Everybody's invited.
Whereabouts?
It's at the the lower third or the upper third. It's in Denmark Street in Soho. So it's where all the guitars are.
Of course it is.
And, you know, Elton John started out there.
Yes.
The Beatles started out there. I just thought Fitzpatrick should start out there. Well, I'm very excited about it. It's called Fitzmas. And like with the book...
Fitzmas.
I find these things therapeutic. I was very lucky to find guitar because it's great therapy. I'm very lucky to be able to write in the book. And I write between midnight and 3 a.m.
Oh.
And...
when do you sleep?
Yeah, between 3 a.m. and the rest of whatever is left.
Right.
Overachievers Anonymous. That's what it needs to go
And
to.
the stories make themselves known in the same way as the songs make themselves known. And I've been a big song fan all of my life. And I see this book very much as a lyrical ode to all of the dogs I've ever met. And hopefully people, when they read it, they just dip in and dip out. And this Christmas time, hopefully they can find something that matters to them.
Yes, absolutely. Well, we've got a bit of a surprise for you now, too, actually.
You do?
Yeah, take a little look at this video we've got. See if you recognise this person.
Hi, Noel. Bailey and I are so pleased to have this opportunity to thank you once again for making our Christmas 2022 complete. After Bailey was hit by a car, giving him horrendous injuries 2 weeks before Christmas, you operated him on your birthday and saved his leg from amputation. You are an amazing man and we are so grateful. As you can see, Bailey is fit and well and enjoying life. Thanks to you. Merry Christmas. Love, Bailey and I.
Oh,
that's magic.
And that was Vivian, and that was Bailey, and there was a terrible accident, and you managed to sort.
Just wanted to say thank you.
That's so sweet. That's so sweet. Oh, my goodness. Thank you.
It was
Thank
a Christmas
you, Bailey.
miracle for them.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I remember it vividly. It was my birthday, and I couldn't ask for a better birthday present than to give Bailey his life back.
Neither could they.
Yeah.
You couldn't tell where Bailey started and the rug ended. I mean, that's the special thing about Bailey. He looks like an absolutely wonderful dog.
Aren't I blessed to have all these dogs in my life?
I think we're very blessed to have you doing what you do.
Oh, well,
For sure.
I'm the one who's honoured. Thank you.
And it really is a lovely book. It's called Dogs and Their Humans, Stories of Healing and Hope from the Supervet Surgery. It's out now. It's great for Christmas. Anybody who loves dogs.
And Fitzpatrick, 18th of December.
18th of December in Soho, Denmark Street.
It's
going to rock
It's going to go off.
Fitzmas.
Rock.
Love
Thanks,
it. Great to see you.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.